I left Christianity and fundamentalist churches, I realized that not only do the nuclear family adhere to the umbrella analogy of leadership based on gender, not experience, consent, or is this the right way that compatibility exists within this union? It's always everyone fits one size. Not only is that diagram extremely dehumanizing to women, I want to talk about how Christians teach men that women speaking in church or with any authority is unnatural. Where in the Bible does it ever say that women speaking in church, I mean educated women, people who know what they're talking about, that it's not just noise, they really have questions, they want to understand. Where in the Bible does it say that women who have good intentions cannot speak in church? Nowhere. The only times in the Bible it ever addresses women not speaking in church was in churches where uneducated people were making noise and disrupting places. As long as women are asking questions with good intentions, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with women speaking because they have something valuable to say. Any institution, secular or religious, that doesn't see women as an asset because of their life experience, their wisdom, and education will not survive. Those institutions die. Those societies die. How you treat people with disabilities, vulnerable people, minorities, people who don't fit gender rules, and women. If you don't treat those groups well, those civilizations do not last. They die. Because they're cracks in the foundation of social and political relevance. When you don't view different people as an asset or undocumented immigrants as an asset, you've gone as far as you can go socially and politically. I grew up in an environment that treated women like they needed to be handled, like they were mental patients or people whose brains and psychological, neurological parts of their brains hadn't developed yet. Basically, men treated adult women speaking the way adults react when kids are asking questions. Very patronizing. They make it cute. They infantilize the people talking, but they don't see them as equal assets. Men in churches infantilize women. The idea that women should be under male authority is infantilization. Women have lived lives that men could never dream of. Women have had life experiences that men could never dream of or replicate. The lives women endure around the world in religious or political extremist locations is unfathomable to men. The level of disrespect and dehumanization that women in religious communities experience would be unbelievable, because it really is. It's unbelievable, the crap that men try to get over on women. The whole issue of women not speaking in church in the Bible was because there were groups of women that would disrupt the service. Just like there are men who may disrupt events. You're not supposed to silence people who really want to learn. They want to grow. They want to be educated. They want to clarify what they're thinking or feeling. Sometimes they want to challenge an existing male-centered interpretation that may or may not be biblical. Because a lot of things that Christian denominations believe aren't found in the Bible at all. Men don't ever want to see a woman fact-checking them. They don't want women to not believe the way they're told to believe. If a woman is a free thinker, she's a threat. Healthy, mature leadership welcomes people who fact check. They welcome people's questions. They welcome being debated. Any government, any institution, secular or religious, that doesn't like people challenging authority is a dangerous environment. Very cult-like. And any man that patronizes women or tries to silence women should not be in any kind of leadership. They're a disgrace. The only things that should never be said in church are things that hurt people, dehumanize them, or silence people. If a woman doesn't feel like she can speak and that her words and presence won't be respected equally with a man, get out of there. Do not waste the best years of your life in institutions that see you as something they have to manage. It's just not worth it. Find a different religion, a different church, or better yet, just stop believing in monotheistic, patriarchal institutions. Women can speak. Some of the wisest people in the room, the wisest words, usually come from women or children. How many times in the Bible were men saved from doing something stupid because a woman dared to challenge a man? Your words aren't wisdom or something worth writing down just because you're a man. Your lineage does not matter just because you're a man. And if the only words in the Bible are written by men, that tells you everything you need to know about women. It tells you everything you need to know on how they thought so little of women. And you can say, well, women back then just weren't educated enough to write documents. Well, that's a problem men created. Most of the world's problems are because of men being in charge. I looked at something last night. If we lived on a female-only planet, 85% of crime done by men would not exist. Women do a max of 15% of crime. Could you imagine living on a planet or in a city that was female only? How little crime. Only 5% or less of rapes are done by women. Imagine how safe women would feel. Men are 99% of the reason why our society, our crime, and just our lack of respect toward people is a male-created problem. And yet, the men who are 75% of the time in charge, 99% in charge in religion and religious institutions, they blame women, who probably don't even make up 5% of leadership in Christianity. Isn't it funny that the people who can't be in charge are blamed for issues that could only have been perpetrated and created by the people in charge?